Hi there. I am Jill Johnson here with my husband, Joe Anderson. We are super excited that you guys are tuning in to us today. We are going to do an overview of our Anderson Johnson agency. So buckle up. It's going to be fun. We're just really excited that we get to share this opportunity with you guys. What we do here is really special. And we know that. And so we're just feel grateful that we're going to you guys get to check us out and kind of see who we're all about. All right. Who we are, we actually partnered, we have built our agency with Symmetry Financial Group. And I think it's always just so important to know who you're working with and know the reputation that they do have. And so you guys can look us up on Glassdoor, Indeed. You guys will find glowing reviews for us there. And then also Inc. Magazine and Entrepreneur Magazine has recognized us for excellence for several years in a row. We even have announced partnerships with industry giants like Fidelity Guarantee, Walmart, and the NFL, which is really, really exciting. And then a few months ago, Forbes named us as the top 25 highest paying jobs in the US. And they didn't just name us, we're actually number nine on the list. We're ranked above Microsoft, above Google and Bank of America, and we're the only insurance company that's on this list. And in order to be on this list, we're not talking about making, $100,000 a year, right? This is multiple six figures, so 200, $300,000 a year, and that's what's possible here for you. So why partner with us, right? Like what was it about Symmetry that stood out to Joe and I? Because there's a lot of opportunities out there, and there's a lot of things that I can say on this list, because they're all so important. But I will say I'm just going to name a couple that were important to us. We already know that this is meaningful and impactful work. I've actually been on the receiving end of a life insurance check, so I know how important this is. When I lost my husband, was left to raise five kids. You guys, what we do every day matters. So when we go to bed at the end of the day, and I've protected a family, I know that I have protected that family on what will be the worst day of their life, and that gives me so much peace, and it just makes me feel so good. One of the other things that Joe and I were really looking for is we wanted to find like a turnkey business model, right? Something where we could step into. We weren't trying to recreate the wheel. We weren't trying to go and try to figure everything out. Like that business model was already put in place. And so really the only variable was us, right? Like there were already people who had proven the system. And so Joe and I came along and we're like, okay, let's see if this even really works. Like very skeptical, right? Tried to break it. We couldn't. We actually became agency owners in the process, and agency directors after that. And that having that ownership, that true ownership, has been so special to us. It's created that time and money freedom that we love. We spend a lot of time chasing our kids. We've got a son that plays college football. We travel all the way with all over the place to watch him play. We've got three that are still in high school and one that lives in Oklahoma. And so we love being able to have that freedom to really take off and do this. And I think the thing that is really, really important is like no one is putting a cap on us, right? Like we haven't even reached the top, right, of what we want to do. Like we haven't even, I literally know that I can get a batch of leads and I know that I can provide for my family. Like that's something that is so special. And there's no cap on my earning potential or Joe's earning potential, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, truly what we do, I mean, there's 130 million American households. Um, 70% of them rely on two incomes to make the ends meet. We all know this. We all live here. It is tough day in and day out. The sad thing is more than half of home foreclosures are due to an unforeseen health or death event. um, which is just devastating because people lose their homes because they get sick or someone passes away and they lose their home, and that makes it three times worse. And 25% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement. So the need for our product is real and it's getting bigger every single year. Compensation. Let's talk about how we make some money. That's the fun part, right? This is our um, compensation board. Is how everyone starts at an 80% commission rate. You can work yourself all the way to the top of the company at 130% commission rate. Um, our average policy out there is around $1,200, so you can make some, 80% of that. Here's the kicker though. If you look at this chart, you can give yourself a 5% raise every 2 months, depending on how much business you write. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I've never found that job out there that you can give yourself a 5% raise every 2 months. I mean, it's usually you might get 3% in a year. So yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing that you can work your way up. We have two different sides. We have the pro track, which is your side, and the owner's track, which is building your agency. And we'll touch on that here in a little bit. But how we get paid truly is, like I said, your client is going to pay about $100 a month. That's about $1,200 at APV a year. You can make about $960 in commission on that at that 80% commission rate. Now that's going to change depending on the policy that you write and the carrier you write it for. It's going to go up and down, but this is just on the average. The insurance companies pay you 75% of that up front. So in this example, about $720 is going to be paid to you up front. When I mean up front, as soon as that policy is paid for and issued, they're going to pay you. Some carriers, it's next day. I think the longest is about 2 to 3 days that you have to wait before you get paid. They're going to hold the other 25% of that until months 10, 11, and 12 of the policy. So after you're here a year, every month is a month 10, a month 11, and a month 12 all combined. So, those deposits are going to come in from last year's work this year and so on and so forth. And they're just going to keep going. So, yeah, I mean, how we get paid is actually truly amazing. And there's no caps on this. This is an example of new agent leaderboards. You can see, on the one left-hand side is just their first week. You can see, Christian down there at the bottom wrote $2,300 his first week. On the right-hand side is the whole month. If you look at, let's just pick Michael in the middle, 10,820 his first month. But if you look at that board, 6,900 all the way up to 44, every one of those new agents got a 5% raise that month on that monthly leaderboard. So it's pretty awesome if you look at it that way. This is the top producers in the whole company. Anywhere from 13,000 to 22,000 gets you in the top 10 in a week. Top 10 for the month is, anywhere between 34 and 70,000 this month, which is pretty impressive if you think about that. Most everybody, these top producers, I can name a few of them on there, but they're all over 100% commission rate. So, I mean, the number that you see that they wrote in APV there is probably about the number that they made for that month. So it is pretty impressive.
Super impressive. And really, what gets us off to the races and new agents, such a fast track is really going to be our training system. So let's dig in there. And I know a lot of us are probably thinking, you're like, okay, well, you guys are talking about life insurance. This is going to be super boring. It's actually not. It really is pretty interesting. We have an incredible interactive system. Okay. So one that you can kind of go at your self pace. One that's going to help you like each step of the way, right? Like you're going to master a skill and then it's going to unlock the next one for you to master. Also, we'll always want to talk about the training that Joe and I offer within the Anderson Johnson agency, because that is so important and it's so different, right? It's so unique. Like Joe and I are very, very hands-on mentors. You guys are going to have mentor one-on-one check-ins with us. You guys are going to have accountability calls. We actually offer an accountability call every single morning, Monday through Friday, where we actually have live coaching that happens too, which is really awesome. Every Monday, we bring in a top leader from our call to make sure that you guys are hearing from the best. And a lot of times what we do is we know what our agents need to hear. And so we want to make sure that we're bringing in the best of the best to talk to those agents. We also offer a new agent activation call every Thursday. Agents can come back as much as they want. We also have open office hours as well. We have group me. That's how we kind of keep track of people. And then we have in-person events. So what you're getting with the Anderson Johnson agency, I think, is truly special. Not only are you getting two mentors right off the bat, but you're getting an agency that really treats each other like family. Like Joe always says, like we're not really looking for another agent or other agents. We're really looking for partners. Like we want to know about your life. We want to know the goals that you're reaching for. We want to know how we can serve you, and we're gonna do everything we can to help you get there. Right? It's going to take a lot of grit from you. It's going to take a lot of hard and hustle from you. But one thing that you will never have to worry about is you're always going to have Joe and I in your corner. We're always going to be cheering the loudest. We're always going to be super excited, and we're going to help you every way that we possibly can.
Yeah, now you guys are probably wondering, okay, great. How do we find our clients? We do have four different lead sources. The number one lead source has been Symmetry's bread and butter since 2009. It is truly a snail mail mailer mailed out to anyone who buys a house, refinances a house. It's called a mortgage protection lead. Those people fill that out. I mean, that mailer basically says, hey, if you were to pass away tomorrow, who's going to pay the bills? Who's taking care of, the mortgage, so on and so forth. People fill that out, call in, they become a lead in our system. So these are people looking to cover their mortgage if something happens to them. Um, those leads become a lead in our system. We purchase those leads. They go anywhere from 50 cents a piece all the way up to $60 a piece, somewhere in the top end. Um, those people are looking for coverage, right? We also have three different digital lead sources: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, however they get them on the online. We can also get those leads too. The amazing thing that drew Jill and I again is we live in a town of 7,000 people. Who was I actually going to sell life insurance to? There's a lot of agents where we already live, and truly knowing that these people wanted coverage, it drew us tremendously. So I believe in our lead source, trust our lead source, and I know our leads work from experience, and they they work for everyone, not just top producers. They work for everyone.
For sure. We can also help you guys too. I work a lot of social media as well. And so there's great ways. We actually have an automated system that can help you with social media posts and things like that. So maybe like we do live in a small town, right? But our reach can be really high. And so if buying leads isn't something that's necessarily that you're super excited about, we kind of get that too, right? And so a lot of times we do actually have people in our lives that are looking for life insurance right now. And it's just a matter of saying, hey, I'm now newly licensed. I would love to help you. Or maybe like doing a post on social media. I know it's been very beneficial for Joe and I for sure. Which leads us into the automation, which I have absolutely loved because I tend to work a lot of the digital leads. I write, easily 20,000 a month on digital leads, and I absolutely love it. And I feel like the CRM that we have is really a game changer. Okay. And CRM is nothing more than a system that you can call clients, can send out a campaign, you can text clients that way. And so essentially what it does is it allows us to meet the client how they want to be met. So that lead comes in for me, and it's going to get a text and says, hey, I'm Jill, I'm your life insurance broker, da 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 da. And they can literally say, hey, call me, or texting's better, right? And I can be sitting, like, let's make this real life. I can be sitting at my son's football game or my daughter's dance, and I can literally book that appointment with that client. I'm always going to meet that client, face to face or over the phone. So I'm not going to do the full app, via text, but what I can do is I can book that appointment, and I can be very present in my life, and I can also be booking an appointment for Monday or whatever, Friday afternoon or something like that. And so I love that we have this system, and this is exclusive to Symmetry agents. Okay, you're not going to find this anywhere else. This is something that we've designed we, not actually we, but Symmetry has designed as a whole. But the agents have gotten to put in so much input on this. Like Joe was on the beta team for this. It's a super cool platform. Not only are you going to have your lead, it's going to get texted, but you guys, there's scripts built in. So I literally can sit here and dial, read my script. I know who I'm talking to. I can fill it in, and then it can give me options on pricing of, certain carriers that maybe that client would be could be compatible with, based on medications and things. So when we talk about this really simplifying our world, oh my gosh, it's simplified our world, right? And so we're not just a life insurance, broker, but we've got, really, really cool tech as well, which is awesome, especially with the way that technology is changing and things like that. We got to be up on it.
It has definitely been a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's talk about licensing. Okay, so licensing is really going to be the next step. Okay, so if you're checking this video out and you don't have your license, this is the next step. Okay, so you got to really think to yourself is like, okay, this sounds really great. So the next step I got to do is I just got to get my license. All right. We want you to work with us. We think you should work with us. We think we know we have the best agency with Anderson Johnson, but regardless, even if you decide not to work with us, you got to get your license. Okay? Like you've got to get your license. And we actually have a credible partnership with an amazing course where it's actually a $500 course, and anyone that we send to the course, they're going to get it discounted to $150. And that's to get both. You're always going to want to get both your life and your health license. Okay. So we have a lot of agents that come to us and like, I only have my life. Well, we actually write a lot of health products too, not necessarily health insurance, but we write a lot of critical illness, a lot of cancer, a lot of heart attacks, a lot of strokes, a lot of accidental policies, and it's going to require that health. You'll save yourself so much headache if you just get it all done at once. Okay. So you're going to hop in, you're going to get the course. You guys are going to rock through this really fast. 7 days, you guys, to get through this course. Do not be in the perpetual like education. Okay. We're going to teach you everything that you need to know once you get here. You just need to know enough to pass that state licensing. Okay. So get in, get that done. Joe and I did it in 7 days. By the 10th day, we were literally sitting for our exam. Okay. You're going to sit for your exam, and then as soon as you pass it, you're going to apply for your license. Okay. There will be one other little test that you have to do, which is that AML, anti-money laundering course. So we like to say about all in, you're about $250 to $300 all in with your course. And then this is kind of the timeline, because you're kind of like, okay, wait, I got to go through the course. How long is this actually going to take me? So you want to go through the course. Like we said, we want to go through fast. Like there's no reason to hang out. So you're going to get that course done in 7 to 10 days. All right. That second week, while you're applying for your license, some states take a little while. We're going to get really smart. You're going to come to all of our training, and we're going to make sure that you are learning everything that you need to know to actually write policies for clients. When you've completed that, it's going to be week 3, and that's where the time is. You're going to be ready to work with leads, work with family members, write policies, and start to get some money in your bank account. So we're targeting that in about 3 weeks. But you guys, the only variable here is you, right? How quickly you can get it done. If Joe and I and our 18-year-old son can get it done in 7 days, you can certainly get it done in 7 days. Okay.
Truly, guys, the number one thing that brought Jill and I here was the ability of true ownership. Inside the Symmetry, you can own your own agency at 105% contract rate, $30,000 issued business 3 months in a row, and 6 writers underneath of you. What does that mean? That means we signed paperwork with Symmetry that we own our agency. It's willable and it's sellable. What an amazing day that was. And this is where the passive income wealth will come from in the long run of this business. As you can see on this lady here at 105% contract rate, and she has 6 writers underneath her with an average spread of about 15%. She has a new writer at 80% and an advanced writer at 100%. But that spread that you see from anywhere from 5 to 25% is the amount of money that the insurance companies pay her in commission on top of those writers, of what those writers write. So truly, she's making that average of 15% spread on these writers. And as you build your agency and your agency pops out another agency owner and they're writing $30,000 a issue business, you're getting that 15% spread, 5% spread, whatever that spread is on all those agents too. So truly, this is where the passive long-term income of this business comes. But the great thing is that agency owner can go out and write 30,000 on her own pen too. So she can double up her income. So, and truly for Jill and I, it was the meaning of ownership, and we become owners and we own our business. Work so hard, and now we own our business. So that's what truly drove us tremendously. And once you become agency owner, what other perks do you get? Well, there's capital bonuses as you become agency owner. As you work your way all the way to the top of the company, you get that equity partnership bonus or 130% bonus. This is just an example of one of the bonus leaderboards. I mean, they did what, $1.1 million of the bonuses in June that were paid out. Jill and I have received a capital bonus since the day we became agency owners. It is a goal to make sure we get a bonus every single month. And the great thing is the harder you work, the more you make. Um, and it's truly incredible when you look at this. I mean, there is some amazing bonuses being paid out. So
It is amazing. And I think when you think about it, the fact that a $150 course and a little state licensing fee and test can completely change your life, it's it's so special, right? And Joe and I, we can like attest to all of this, like the things that we've got to be present for, the traveling that we've gotten to do with our kids. Like I love this picture right here. You and I were at a really beautiful party not too long ago, this soiree that we earned, which was so fun to go and get dressed up and mingle with all of, just people that we want lives like, right? And then to have this picture the following night with our agents that were there, it just is, it's so special. And so when you're looking at this and you're like, wow, $150 to literally change the direction of my life. So I don't know about you guys, like just like Joe is in construction. So let's just give you like a little bit of background. Joe is in construction. We had to soften him up a little bit, right? I was a stay-at-home mom for a really long time, homeschooled our kids, like did all of those things, and then I got into sales, and wasn't making anywhere near what I should have been for as hard as I was working. And so when we looked at this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can literally make in 1 week. $5,000 or $6,000 what I made in a whole month of my sales job, right? And so when we saw that, we were just like, this is something so special. But at the end of the day, I'm not selling skincare or clothing or I don't even, whatever. I am actually selling something. I'm just providing a service that will take care of a family on what will be the worst day of their life. Right? Like I've lived through this. I've received a check. I know what it feels like. And so if I can go to bed at the end of the day knowing that we've protected all of our friends and family, everyone that we know, all the leads that come through, and we can do this in a way where we're still at home. We're in separate offices, but we're still at home. Our kids are here, they're homeschooling, and we get to be really, really present with each other, but also with our family. It's really special. It's really special. And so if any part of this resonates with you, if any of our story resonates with you, if you're just ready for a real opportunity because you're just tired of, the rat race or just that, filling someone else's pockets, like it's time for you guys to make a change. So I'm just going to encourage you. I'm going to direct you that you're going to go to the next page on our website here, and you guys are going to book a call with us, right? Like sit down with Joe and I, write down your questions from this video, and let's talk and let's just see if some pre-licensing and getting you into the next step isn't something for you guys. You guys, thanks so much for checking this out. We feel super blessed that you guys were here and you took some time out to just meet with us today, and we cannot wait to talk with you. So go ahead and book that interview now, and we'll talk to you.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.